So, Bae, we've just seen you there with the kids for the press conference.
Yeah.
Bit different to your usual media activity.
Yeah. No, it was cool, man. I got kids just ask any and anything sort of thing, and just the fun they've got. It was a good look. So, no, man, it was fun.
And obviously we touched on loads of different things, loads of different topics. Any questions that surprised you that came up?
No, man. To be fair, I figured, I thought they would throw who would win a fight, out of me or a gorilla or me or a shark. They didn't throw that, so I was ready for them. But no, all the questions were fun. It was good. It was good taste.
And you were talking there about you've got your book coming out and talking about your career. When you look at it now and the journey you've been on, what are your memories looking back at it and how it's been?
It's just a journey. It's been a journey. You know what? I believe everybody's got an autobiography. I think everybody's got a story, a start, a middle, and end. At the moment, I've had a start, and I'm going for my mid, and I'm my middle. Sorry, for my end. But it's at times overwhelming to look back at it. I'm not a spring chicken, even though I may look it. I'm not a spring chicken. I'm 35, but I wouldn't change it. The thing is, have I got any regrets? Yeah. But I wouldn't change it. Do you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't change my story. I believe that everything that's happened has shaped me to the person I am today, and is the reason why I am where I am today. So if you had asked me 10, 15 years ago that I would have a book out of my story, I would have said, nah, man, come on now. But it's overwhelming at times, and I use this word quite a fair bit, mind-boggling. It is mind-boggling at times, so I'm humbled. Apprehensive a little bit that the world's gonna read my story. But I put a lot into it, and the weird is when you're writing it, you feel like you're just writing it, but it takes you back to places and memories and feelings. So yeah, it's overwhelming, but I'm proud of the book. So, and I'm looking forward to it.
And what was, when you were looking back over those memories, what was the weirdest point? I know you were talking about Lithuania there, and
Lithuania was the most, I think, defining point of my footballing career. And then, to be fair, as well as my coming into manhood, to leave London, metropolitan city, never having to really deal with racism. At 18, I was always big of size. To go to a place where I was one of a black person, and then to get racial abuse, and I'm talking about not hiding behind corners, in your face racial abuse. It was overwhelming, and it defined me as a man, to be able to not let that defeat me, and at 18, I was a pup by them times. So then being able to then deal with anything thrown at me when I got back here. So looking back at that, and it was just little things which, I was talking to my brother, and there's one part of the book where we went into the grocery store, and I kid you not, the whole shop stopped. It was me, my brother, and my partner at the time. And the whole shop stopped. And I remember they thought, what's going on? And I had got used to it. So it became the norm that people was watching you like that. And it was just going through that and remembering that feeling. It was 12 years ago. So to be able to tap into how I felt at that time, and that was a bit when I was writing the book that, I was like, it was a defining point. And then, then little light-hearted stuff as a kid, wanting ice cream from the ice cream van and not being able to get it, just little things. So the journey of the book, took me back, and like I said, it was overwhelming.
And that's what you're saying, talking about that abuse you obviously had there in Lithuania. Is that when you're playing here in England? And I mean, if you go to any lower league ground, I mean, I've been to see you play when you've been playing at Northampton Town or whatever, and you'll get called all sorts of names and stuff. But when you've been through that as an 18-year-old kid, does that make you so tough that, no matter what anyone says on the terraces?
Yeah, you know what? It is. And it's funny because I wrote this bit in my book, and when I read it back, I try to read between the lines, because technically abuse is abuse. Do you know what I'm saying? They're calling you fat, right? It's abuse. But how I was trying to explain it was the level of abuse I had. Not saying it makes it right, but when people are saying they want to shoot you because of the colour of your skin, to them saying you're a fat Eddie Murphy, for me it was you know, I took the light-hearted side of it. So, as you said, it made me tough. You know, it defined me as a man. So when I'm getting your tits are offside or for me, I'm just like, you know what? It's for me funny and light-hearted humor because of what I went through. Not a next person who may have not gone through what I went through it may be, they call them fat. That may be the level of, that's too much for them to handle. But because of what I went through, Fat Eddie Murphy to me just makes me chuckle. Then from, you know, so this is why I say a defining point. So whenever I go now, you know, whatever they say to me, I smile and I take it with a pinch of salt, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I've been able to maneuver through my life. And that's why I say Lithuania was the defining point, because it now enabled me to get tools to be able to deal with certain situations.
How did that come about, that Lithuanian membership? Without giving away too much in the book.
Yeah, no, it came about, I mean, you know, I've said this, it came about, I was on trial at Watford. My agent at the time was married to a Lithuanian lady. We had played a Lithuanian club while I was at Watford. The managing director saw me, said, look, we want to bring you over. The connects happened between that, and then I went over for a trial, and within a couple of days they had put a 3-year contract on the table. And like I said, I mean, I wouldn't do it now, but I'm glad I went through it. And then also what I've been trying to tell people was, when I was 18, there were no iPhones, there was no FaceTime, you know, there was no WhatsApp, there were no voice notes, it was MSN, you know what I'm saying? You had to go to an internet cafe to hold a conversation. So, you know, there was no DVDs, laptops were mad expensive. So when you was away, you know, and that was that thing I was trying to get across to people, where when I think if I to go abroad now, it wouldn't be hard. That's what I would feel. Of course, you'd have to deal with the culture change and that, but when you was away back then, you was away, you know what I'm saying? So that was the whole thing I had to deal with, but I'm glad I went through it. I wouldn't want to do it again.
And now with Wycombe this season, you started pretty well, you're in the playoff places. What are your aspirations for the season?
You know what, I mean, we'd be lying if we wouldn't say that we want to go one step better than we did last year. We missed out on the playoffs by a point. So I always talk about progression. So playoffs has to be minimum for us. Like you said, we've started well. As long as we, you know, touch wood by the grace of God, get a bit of luck, keep the injury free. Hopefully we'll be thereabouts at the end of the season.
And obviously next week's the FA Cup going to Solihull Moors, which will be interesting
to
a side like that. But after last season's run, I imagine everyone here would love another little run in the cup.
Yeah, 100%. Lower league teams, a cup run is, you know, on a player's note, playing against bigger teams, on a financial note, you know, there's only pluses really. So fingers crossed we go there and we have the same sort of run we had last season.
I know you touched on it there in that Tottenham game, but what did that run do for the club last season?
No, I think it gave us a lot of plaudits. You know, I think we got a lot more support from the wider football community. I mean, Tottenham are a strong team, and they had to bring on the heavyweights to beat us. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was good, and the confidence we took from that. I mean, we dipped a little bit straight after that, but picked ourselves up again. And like you said, we've started again strong this season. So fingers crossed we can have the same sort of impact this season.
And speaking of boxing, you're going to be watching the Anthony Joshua fight?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. AJ, third round, AJ stoppage. You know, I've said it. You know what it is. No, I'll be watching it. I'm a big boxing fan, and I'm a big AJ fan. So fingers crossed he does the business.
I know a few years back you were calling him out for maybe a little match.
Yeah, he ran.
That maybe?
He ran. I'm just saying, like, I called him, heard no response. So right now I'm taking it 1-0 me. AJ, I'm playing. If you see this, I'm playing. We cool. I was playing. He's cool, man. I've met him a few times and we've had some banter. So, it's just, if you know me, you know I'm about that fun life. So let's just keep it to joys, and I won't be seeing him in the ring.
And another footballer's going to boxing, Rio. How do you think he's going to get on in taking up something like that? Because it was a big shock for everyone when he was going to go.
Yeah, I mean, I see him after he announced it, and I said, you didn't tell me. He was like, yeah, and he's in good shape. He's in good shape. I mean, I've heard little rumours that they want me to fight Rio and that, and I'm like, look, I'm still playing football. So when I hang up my boots, maybe, You know, if Rio ain't knocked out a few mandems at that time, maybe I'll take him out. You've heard it here first. Me and Rio eventually down, way down the line.